नमस्ते। एडक्स हिंदी में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूँ टीचर जो और आज मैं आपके लिए एक नया वीडियो लेकर आई हूँ। इसमें हम हिंदी में बातचीत करना सीखेंगे। We will teach you how to have a conversation in Hindi. The theme of this video is जन्मदिन। इस वीडियो की थीम है जन्मदिन। जन्मदिन का मतलब होता है बर्थडे। हमारी सारी बातचीत हम जन्मदिन के बारे में करेंगे। We will have the entire conversation in this video around the theme birthday. आइए शुरू करते हैं। Let's start. नमस्ते। नमस्ते का मतलब होता है hello. That's an Indian way of greeting someone. Whenever you are saying namaste, it is always a good idea to fold your hands in front of your chest, bow a little bit, and then say namaste. Whenever you greet someone in Hindi and say namaste, the other person will also say namaste to you. Namaste. If you want to ask, what is so special today? In Hindi, you will say, आज क्या खास है? आज क्या खास है? आज means today. क्या means what. खास means special. है means is. आज क्या खास है? Now let's see what the person will reply. If you want to say, today is my birthday, in Hindi, you will say, आज मेरा जन्मदिन है. आज मेरा जन्मदिन है. आज means today, मेरा means my, जन्मदिन means birthday, है means is. Now you must have noticed there are two icons on the right hand side at the bottom, a boy and a girl. Whenever you see these two icons, this means that this sentence can be said by both the male speaker or the female speaker. There is no need to change the pronouns, adjectives, or no need to do verb conjugation for such sentences. If you want to ask someone, how old are you today? In Hindi, you will say, आज आप कितने साल के हो गए हैं? आज आप कितने साल के हो गए हैं? आज means today. आप means you. कितने means how many. साल means years. हो गए means to be or to turn. आज आप कितने साल के हो गए हैं? If you have asked this question to a male speaker, then that person will give you a reply. Today, I'm 10 years old. If a male speaker is saying that, he will say, आज मैं 10 साल का हो गया हूँ. आज मैं 10 साल का हो गया हूँ. आज means today. मैं means I. 10 means 10. साल means years. का होना means to get old or to be or to turn. So, हिंदी में हम बोलेंगे, आज मैं 10 साल का हो गया हूँ. Now, I would like to tell you something. When you are learning Hindi through English, it is not always possible to give you a word-by-word translation of every single word. But what we can do is to give you approximately 80% of the words that we can translate from Hindi to English or English to Hindi. That should give you a fair idea of what that sentence means. Now let's see if the girl has to give an answer or reply to this question, how will we do that in Hindi? If the girl speaker says, today I'm 11 years old. In Hindi, she will say, आज मैं 11 साल की हो गई हूँ. आज मैं 11 साल की हो गई हूँ. Now see the difference in both the sentences. If the boy says that, in the sentence you must have noticed we have used ka, and for the verb we are saying gaya. But for this sentence where a girl is talking, we will use ki and the verb conjugation will be gai. Next question. If you want to ask, how are you celebrating your birthday? In Hindi, you will say, आप अपना जन्मदिन कैसे मना रहे हैं? आप अपना जन्मदिन कैसे मना रहे हैं? आप means you, अपना means your, जन्मदिन means birthday, कैसे means how, मना रहे means celebrating, हैं means are. Now let's see how to answer this question. Now there can be many ways of giving a reply to this question. I've tried to include few sentences or different ways on what can be said in Hindi. We are going out in the evening. हम शाम को बाहर जा रहे हैं. हम शाम को बाहर जा रहे हैं. हम means we. Sham means evening. Ko means in. Bahar means out. Ja rahe means going. And hai means are. Now here's one point that you should make a note of. In is a preposition in English. In means may, which is called a postposition in Hindi. When in is used with the time of the day, then it doesn't translate to may. It should change to ko. So in the evening is not sham mein. It is sham ko. Another way of giving an answer to this question is, some people are coming to my home in the evening. शाम को मेरे घर पर कुछ लोग आ रहे हैं. Listen to this again. शाम को मेरे घर पर कुछ लोग आ रहे हैं. Sham means evening. Ko means in. मेरे घर पर at my home. कुछ लोग some people, आ रहे coming, हैं are. Again, you must have noticed in this sentence when you use the preposition in with the time of the day, in this case it is in the evening, the Hindi translation will be sham ko. आगे चलते हैं. I am going out with my family. In Hindi, you will say, मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रहा हूँ. Now please notice at the bottom there is a male speaker who is saying that. So the verb conjugation for this Hindi sentence is making the use of raha. मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रहा हूँ. मैं means I, अपने means my, परिवार means family, के साथ means with, बाहर means out, जा रहा going, who means am. Now I'm going to give you two important points that you should make a note of. If the sentence structure starts with मैं, most of the time it will end with whom. The sentence starting with मैं never ends with है. Point number 2. If in a sentence you notice that the sentence is starting with I and you also have my in the sentence, then my doesn't translate to mera, meri, mere. As you must have noticed, in this case, my changes to apne. We never say मैं मेरे परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रहा हूँ. We never use मैं and मेरे together. The correct answer is to say मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रहा हूँ. Now, if a girl speaker is saying the same thing, she will say, मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रही हूँ. Now, just note the verb conjugation. For the boy, we were saying जा रहा. For the girl, she will say जा रही. And my will not translate to मेरे. In this case, it will translate to apne because we also have I in the same sentence. आगे चलते हैं. I will celebrate my birthday in the school. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगा. This is a male speaker saying this sentence. मैं means I, school means school. The other name for school in Hindi is Pathshala. May means in. Apna means my. Janmdin means birthday. Manaunga is a future tense which means will celebrate. The future tense verbs have the ending unga, ungi, unge when used with मैं. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगा. If an adult is saying that, he can say मैं दफ्तर में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगा. दफ्तर का मतलब होता है ऑफिस. अब देखते हैं how will a female speaker say the same sentence. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगी. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगी. Everything stays the same, only the verb conjugation. For a male speaker, we say manaunga. For the female speaker, it will change to manaungi. Now let's say you want to ask, what do you want on your birthday? In Hindi, you will say, आपको जन्मदिन पर क्या चाहिए? आपको जन्मदिन पर क्या चाहिए? आपको means to you. Janmdin means birthday. Par means on. Kya means what. Chahiye means want. आपको जन्मदिन पर क्या चाहिए? Now let's look at the answers. If it's a male or a female speaker, the sentence structure in this case will not change in Hindi. If you want to say, I want a book, in Hindi you will say, मुझे एक किताब चाहिए. You can also eliminate एक in Hindi and simply say, मुझे किताब चाहिए. If you want to say, I want a bicycle or a cycle, you can say in Hindi, मुझे साइकिल चाहिए और मुझे एक साइकिल चाहिए. If you want to say, I want a toy, in Hindi, you can say, मुझे खिलौना चाहिए. If you want to say, I want new clothes, in Hindi, you will say, मुझे नए कपड़े चाहिए. Now, this is a great sentence to practice your I want sentences in Hindi. The sentence structure will stay the same. It starts with mujhe, ends with chahiye, and you have to put the object that you want in the middle of the sentence. Also, one more tip here. In Hindi, need and want both means chahiye. They are not different like the way we think of them in English. आगे चलते हैं. If you want to ask, how are you feeling on your birthday? In Hindi, you will say, जन्मदिन पर आपको कैसा लग रहा है? जन्मदिन पर आपको कैसा लग रहा है? Janmdin means birthday. Par means on. Aapko means to you. Kaisa means how. Lag raha means feeling. Janmdin par aapko kaisa lag raha hai? अब देखते हैं कि इसका क्या जवाब मिलता है. I am very happy today. If a male speaker says that, he will say, आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. And if a female speaker says the same thing, no change in the sentence structure, she will also say, आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. आज means today, मैं means I, बहुत means very, खुश means happy, and हूँ means am. And remember, sentences starting with मैं, they will end with हूँ. आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. And this is a very useful sentence in the conversations. Now, if they want to say, I am feeling good, that's another way of saying I'm happy. I'm feeling good. In Hindi, you will say, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. अच्छा means good. लग रहा means feeling. And in this case, it doesn't follow the मैं हूँ sentence structure, because whenever it is something is related to your feeling, the sentence structure changes in Hindi. If it is a feeling related sentence, it is called मुझे लग रहा है. Now, if you want to ask, are you cutting a giant cake? Are you cutting a big cake? In Hindi, you will ask, क्या आप एक बड़ा केक काट रहे हैं? क्या आप एक बड़ा केक काट रहे हैं? Now let's look at the answers. For both male as well as female speaker, they can say, yes, my mother is making a cake. हाँ, मेरी मम्मी केक बना रही हैं. हाँ, मेरी मम्मी केक बना रही हैं. हाँ means yes. मेरी means my, mummy is mother, cake is cake, bana rahi is making, hain is used for is in this case, but you must be wondering that how come the ending is a plural ending while we are talking about a mom, which is a singular noun. Remember, in Hindi, we have the plural treatment for respect. So mother is elder to us, we will give her respect. And the way to show respect in the Hindi sentence structure is to change the verb to its plural form. So instead of saying is hai, we will change hai to hain. So hain, which is hai with a nasal sound, shows respect for the mother. If you want to say, yes, my father is getting a cake, in Hindi, you can say, हाँ, मेरे पापा केक ला रहे हैं. मेरे पापा केक ला रहे हैं. हाँ means yes. मेरे means my. Papa is father. Cake is cake. ला रहे is getting. Is will change to हैं again because we will show respect to Papa. And remember, for masculine case, the verb which is ending with a should also change to a form, which is the plural form, to show respect. So you can notice here, instead of saying ला रहा है, we are saying ला रहे हैं. Raha was ending with a, so it should change to a to show respect. Next, if you want to say, oh, awesome, in Hindi, you will say bahut badhiya. And if you want to say, that's great, you will say, are vah, are vah. And if you want to wish someone happy birthday, there are two ways of doing it. Number 1, जन्मदिन की शुभ कामनाएं. जन्मदिन की शुभ कामनाएं. Alternatively, you can say जन्मदिन मुबारक हो. जन्मदिन मुबारक हो. Then the other person will say thank you. Thank you in Hindi means धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद. And you can say see you in the evening. शाम को मिलते हैं. शाम को मिलते हैं. Evening का मतलब होता है शाम. When in is used with the time of the day, we change in from may to ko. And see you or to meet is milna. Sham ko milte hain. It also means let's meet in the evening. Then the other person can say see you soon. In Hindi, they can say jaldi milte hain. Irrespective of the boy speaker or the girl speaker, the sentence is jaldi milte hain. Now it's time to do the entire role play in Hindi at one go. I encourage you to listen to this entire role play in Hindi. This will help you build great listening skills, and it will also help you understand simple basic Hindi phrases. तो आइए शुरू करते हैं. Let's start. नमस्ते. नमस्ते. आज क्या खास है? आज मेरा जन्मदिन है. आज आप कितने साल के हो गए हैं? आज मैं 10 साल का हो गया हूं. आज मैं 11 साल की हो गई हूं. आप अपना जन्मदिन कैसे मना रहे हैं? हम शाम को बाहर जा रहे हैं. शाम को मेरे घर पर कुछ लोग आ रहे हैं. मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रहा हूं. मैं अपने परिवार के साथ बाहर जा रही हूं. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगा. मैं स्कूल में अपना जन्मदिन मनाऊंगी. आपको जन्मदिन पर क्या चाहिए? मुझे एक किताब चाहिए. मुझे एक साइकिल चाहिए. मुझे एक खिलौना चाहिए. मुझे नए कपड़े चाहिए. जन्मदिन पर आपको कैसा लग रहा है? आज मैं बहुत खुश हूं. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. क्या आप एक बड़ा केक काट रहे हैं? हाँ, मेरी मम्मी केक बना रही हैं. हाँ, मेरे पापा केक ला रहे हैं. बहुत बढ़िया. अरे वाह. जन्मदिन की शुभकामनाएं. जन्मदिन मुबारक हो। धन्यवाद। शाम को मिलते हैं। जल्दी मिलते हैं। Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to share it with your family and friends. We will be happy to have your feedback in the comments below. Do let us know the topics that you would like to learn in order to speak in Hindi. We would be more than happy to create some useful content specially for you. धन्यवाद। फिर मिलेंगे।